And for the past 10 years, I've been helping guys get more dates, sleep with more girls, and even seduce that one specific girl they really want. And after working with hundreds of guys who've paid me thousands of dollars to work with them individually, and having hundreds of thousands of guys who've gone through my programs now in over 102 countries, my programs have been translated to 6 different languages. And I'm going to boil it all down to one sentence. And I want you to write this sentence down. A woman must believe. A woman must believe you're socially above her. Now, there's 2 important points to what I just said. First is the word believe. See, it's all perception, right? There's no official ranking system. There's no stamp on your back that says you're a 4 and she's an 8. It's all her perception of you. And perception can change very quickly for good or for bad. If you've ever met a girl and things started off really good, she seemed really attracted to you, she was into you, the relationship seemed to be moving forward, and then all of a sudden it's like she pulled away, right? She kind of put her foot on the brakes, almost like she wouldn't allow herself to become attracted to you. It's almost like she wanted to put a distance between herself and just cut things off. When that happens, it's almost always because her initial impression of your value, your social value, and your social power was a lot higher than it turned out to be. And as she got to know you, your value in her eyes started slipping, started diminishing, right? Second off, the second thing that's important about this phrase, a woman must believe you're socially above her, right, is we're talking about social power. We're not talking about popularity, right? Popularity is who has more Facebook friends, who gets invited to more parties. We're talking about who has the social power. My friend Pete, this Asian guy, he's very popular, right? He's very socially popular. Everybody loves him. He goes out every night of the week. He very rarely pays for drinks. He doesn't have to wait in line. He's got a lot of, he's very socially popular, but he has no social power. I want you to write this word down, right? Pete is socially subservient. So socially subservient means you're less respected and you're deemed less important. And it's a direct result of specific behaviors, specific actions, and specific traits you're giving off that make you socially subservient within your social scene. When 2 people start talking, right, or when 2 people get into a relationship, one person always has more power. And the balance of power always tips in their favor. And when that happens, one person takes on the role of high status celebrity and one person takes on the role of fan. So you got celebrity, high status celebrities, and fans. Unfortunately, most guys within their social scene take on the role of low status fan. And because of this, they're almost never taken seriously by the high quality girls within their social scene. Because, point blank, ask yourself, do celebrities ever really want to hook up with their fans? Of course not. They want to be with other high value, high status, and socially powerful people. So being a high status celebrity within your scene just means that people place a lot of value on being with you. Now, if you don't have the power and respect with the girls you're meeting, if they don't seem to be placing a lot of value on being with you, if they're not making time for you, if they're not taking you seriously as a man, it's because more than likely you're seen as a fan amongst the people you hang out with within your social scene. Being a high status celebrity just means that people place an inordinate amount of value on you, right? And if you look around any social scene, whether it's a work environment, whether it's a school environment, I mean, this goes all the way back to high school, where some people, some guys, for whatever reason, had a celebrity-like status, where other guys, no matter what they did, were seen as being low value. So what I've got for you in this 4-part video series is I'm going to walk you through the fastest and most effective way to becoming a high-value, socially powerful celebrity within your scene. And when this happens, you become the guy that women choose. And when you get into a relationship with a girl, you always have the power. The balance of power tips in your favor. More specifically, what I'm going to teach you is specific traits, attitudes, and behaviors that lead to value, status, and power. And it all starts with this, and this is worth writing down. Who you are versus what you do, right? So when you go out, when you're in your scene, whether you're just meeting somebody or whether it's the group of people that you've been known for a while, right? There's 2 categories. There's who you are and there's what you do. What you do is, I'm going to go out and I'm going to say some funny stuff to this girl, or I'm going to flirt with her, or I'm going to put on my best striped shirt and attract her, right? Or I'm going to try to get her number, and I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, right? What you do, that's what you do. Who you are is what people within your scene surmise about you. It's your reputation. It's what she notices about you. It's what she hears about you from other people. It's when she's watching you, how you react to other people, and it's how other people react to you. And who you are is way more important than what you do. So I want you to write this down too. Who you are equals the level of status and value the women in your life perceive you to have. See, the thing is, like I said, who you are is way more important than what you do. Because if who you are is broken, if who you are is low value, low status within your scene, no matter what you do, you're always going to be struggling to, even if you're able to initially attract a woman, you're going to struggle to keep her attraction. Because like I said earlier, her perception of you is going to change as she gets to know who you really are. And it's going to be impossible to keep her interest. When she notices that your value and your status and your power within the scene is low, it's going to drop. Now, unless the girls you're dating or the girls you want are even lower than you. But most guys, most of us want the girls that are, high quality girls. And to get those girls, you've got to be seen. You've got to be surmised. You've got to be talked about. You've got to, when she notices you, the way you're reacting, the way people are reacting to you, all must come from a place of a socially powerful persona. So the first step in moving from a low value, low status fan role within your social scene to a high status celebrity role within your social scene is understanding the core differences, the core attitudes, behaviors, the core traits that make up a socially powerful, high value person versus a low value, low power person within a social scene. So let's make a list, right? Let's make a chart. And let's talk about high value, and let's talk about low value. So when we talk about a low value guy, let's talk about some of the characteristics that may pop into your head, right? Low value guys tend to be very try hard, right? When you watch them, they always seem to be trying very hard. And a lot of that is because their mentality is, because I'm low value, right? And they all kind of know where they stand on the social totem pole. I have to do a lot, right? And it all goes back to the mentality of what you do. They focus everything on what to do, what they do. And because of that, they appear very try-hard. High-value people, they make it seem effortless. If you've ever seen a guy and you say he just has charisma, and the reason that we use that word charisma is because they make it seem very natural. They never seem to be trying very hard. The girls seem to come to them without them really having to work for it, and a lot of times you don't really understand why. You're kind of like, what did he do? How did he get her? He made it look effortless. Second is, high-value people tend to have presence. Low-value people tend to be plain, right? And a way that I like to think about it is, if you go to a parking lot and you look around the parking lot, you'll see immediately what'll catch your eyes is like the BMWs, the Mercedes, the Porsches, the Teslas, and then the rest of the parking lot is filled with Hondas and Toyotas and Fords and Dodges and a million other types of cars, right? And there's nothing wrong with those cars. They're reliable, they're safe, they're fine, right? But they don't have the presence of the other ones. High-value people in a group, in a room, something about them immediately catches your attention the same way a BMW or a Porsche or a Mercedes catches your attention. All right, next. High-value people tend to be demanding. Low-value guys tend to take a back seat. And what I mean by that is high-value people, they tend to want what's best. They tend to treat themselves well. They tend to demand respect from people. Low-value people tend to take the back seat. And, using the back seat even as an example is, when you're getting in a car in a group of people, the low-value guy tends to let the high-value guy take shotgun, take the front seat, and he kind of sits in the back, They have that mentality of like, I'm going to give the other people more respect or more power. I'm not going to take it. High-value guy takes it. Next is an edge. Soft. So high-value guys tend to have an edge. That edge comes from being the sort of R-rated character, right? You never really know where they're coming from. There's that scene in Swingers where he talks about you want to be the R-rated character, not the character in the PG movie. Low-value guys, they tend to be that character in the PG movie, right? They're very nice, they're very likable, but they don't have the claws, right? They don't have that killer instinct that the high-value guy has. And a lot of this becomes because he has it because he's demanding, he's ambitious, he wants more. Whereas the low-value guy, he's just a little bit soft. Next, high-value guys tend to be talked about. Low-value guys, they tend to be boring. What I mean by this is, the high-value guy, he's got so much going on in his life. He's got the presence, he's got, he demands a lot, he's got that edge. So people are talking about him. And because they're talking about him, remember, we live in a celebrity-obsessed culture. So the more he's talked about, the more people are sitting around going, what's he up to, what's he doing, his value is going up and up in their eyes. The low-value guy, because he lives a very boring life, he doesn't have the ambition, he doesn't have the drive, he doesn't have the presence. Because of that, he's not really talked about. Even though he's there, and even if they find him attractive, even if he's a good-looking guy, the girls might acknowledge, oh, he's cute, or he's good-looking. But because he's not talked about, he doesn't have the same level of social power as the high-value guy. All right, next. The high-value guy tends to be intriguing. The low-value guy tends to be predictable. So high-value guys, because they have so much going on in their life, lives, because they have this persona of powerful, women always want to know more. They're always looking for the next, the next reel. He's like an onion that they're peeling away layers and they're getting to know him more. The low value guy, because he's focused on doing, and he's doing the same thing as all the other low value guys, he's very predictable. She feels like after a date or after a conversation with this guy, she feels like it's the same guy she went out with 10 times, right? He doesn't stand out, he doesn't have anything to offer, so she doesn't have that desire to get to know him more, right? Next, high value guy embraces his character. The low value guy is uncomfortable. What I mean by this is the high value guy, he takes on a character of being high status or high value. He walks around and he plays that role, right? It's almost like he's playing the role of the cool guy, of the powerful guy. And he embraces it. And because he embraces it, he looks very comfortable in that role. Whereas the low value guy, he always seems a little awkward, a little uncomfortable. And even when he's trying to, to deliver a flirty line or say something that demands respect, he just seems off. He never quite embraces his character. And because of that, women pick up on this. And he's not congruent. Whereas the high value guy comes across as very congruent. The low value guy looks a little incongruent, a little uncomfortable. Finally is the high value guy has a very sexual persona. The low value guy almost appears asexual. Now the interesting thing here is that the high value guy, he doesn't really do anything differently, right? He's not talking about sex more. He's not like dressing that much sexier, although he will dress a little sexier than this guy. But it's nothing to do with anything he's doing. It has to do with who he is. Because he's got the edge, because he's more demanding and focused, and he's got that ambition, and because he's talked about by people, because he's intriguing, because he's comfortable in his character, because he never seems to be trying hard, because of all those things, he gives off a sexual vibe. So all these things lead to be a high value person. So my goal in the remaining videos is to walk you through the process of moving from low value to high value. And the first homework assignment that I want you to do is underneath this video there's a PDF. And on that PDF is high value and low value chart. And I want you to take a look at what we're talking about here. And I want you to honestly look at yourself. And I want you to write down where you fit in with high value traits versus low value traits. Because if you're not dating the quality girls that you want within your scene, if you're losing interest of girls as they get to know you, it's because, like I said, chances are as they get to know you, your value in their eyes is diminishing. So let's pinpoint to start off with exactly maybe where you're slipping up. Because a lot of guys are blind to this. It's like a blind spot. We don't see it, we don't know it, we don't realize where we're messing up. So step one is let's figure out and let's pinpoint which of these are you guilty of, right? And there's chances are you're already good with a couple of these. How can you amplify them even further? That's what we're going to be going through in the remaining videos. But before we do that, I want you to make this list, and I want you to come crystal clear in your mind exactly where you stand now. So remember, what I want you to take from this video is a few things. A woman must believe you're socially above her. When you present yourself as being socially subservient or less important than her, you take on the role of a fan in your social scene, in your social world, and you give her the role of celebrity. Celebrities never want to sleep with their fans. We talked about the idea that who you are is more important than what you do. And then we talked about the differences between high value guys and low value guys. So do the video, do the exercise below the video, and then look out because we're going to walk through in the remaining videos a process from moving from low value to high value.